Well, hello everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the off night again. We're in some sort of a number of weeks. I don't know what the number is, but it's going to be a good show. So please welcome your host and MC, Mark Sweetman.
Hey!
Hey!
That was perfect until I let the music go on. All right, let me adjust my screen here. Okay, let me get Andy back on. How do I see if I remember how to do that again? There it is.
All right.
All right.
Hey, how you doing, man? You're getting better at the tech stuff.
I feel healthy. Had another surgery. This one a little bit more severe than my last one.
Oh.
I got cancerous skin cells. So
really?
Or those that have
is it skin cancer?
Basal cancer. I don't know what the words are. Something about, well, let's take care of it now. If you let it go, it may turn into something worse. So I let them do it. I let them cut me up. So the stitches go from here to here. And I had a wraparound bandage for about 4 days, and then I just changed it to this. And
is it time sensitive?
What's that?
Is the basal cancer time sensitive?
What does that mean, time sensitive?
Next like to rosemary, you have rosemary, thyme, and basil. Basil is a spice.
No.
Thyme is a spice.
It's different basil.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know what? I'd have to look it up. Maybe I trust my doctors too much, but I did question him because I said, this is something that you asked me what was new since the last time I saw you. He says, well, this is new. And I said, now I'm afraid to tell you everything new that's on my body. Because you're going to
We're turning this into a medical show now. Is that it? We're totally getting rid of the comedy. No politics. It's all medical stuff. Okay.
Comedy, sports, news, and medical shit. So
well, that fits in with the senior stuff. Yeah, everybody talks about their stuff.
All the senior stuff. Pretty soon we'll be talking about Medicare and Social Security and all that good stuff.
I'm only 6 months away. There we go.
Oh, are you going to be 65 in 6 months?
Yeah, I'll be 65. So I'm working on the Medicare right now. So it's like I'm trying to just get a gap, coverage.
Do you want the gap coverage, or we can talk about it. We're both seniors. Are you going to get the gap coverage or the advantage coverage?
Actually, I'm not quite sure yet. I'm just trying to actually get coverage from now until I get my Medicare.
Until you get your Medicare. Well, here's the deal on mine is I took Part A when I turned 65.
Yeah.
But it doesn't include the Medigap areas, and so there's a lot of copays and everything. But I don't have to take Part B until after I'm off Susan's plan. And while Susan's working, I'm on her plan. And in reality, I'm not sure I want to be paying for all the Medicare stuff while I'm paying for my extra time. And I don't know who's going to be first payer. Is Medicare going to be first payer? Is the private plan going to be first payer? So I'm going to keep it the way it is right now until Susan retires. But I'm hoping she'll give me a 6 months heads up so I know when she's. I don't want to retire out of the blue and I have to scramble for something. I want some notice. So
give me a little notice. Yeah, at least 5 weeks of notice. Come on,
yeah. Anyway, and here's now. If you're thinking of Advantage plan, and they'll try to sell you Advantage plans, and here's what I've heard about it. They'll try to sell it to you because the commissions are higher for the salesman for the Advantage plans than there are for the Medigap plans.
Got it.
Now, first of all, if they pay a higher commission to the salesman, doesn't that tell you that the insurance companies make more money off of the Advantage plans than they do off the Medigap plans? That's naturally that's what I would think. Am I right?
More than likely, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the difference?
Now, the guys I play basketball with, they're all, half of them are on Medigap, half of them are on Advantage plans.
Okay.
And the guys that are on Advantage plans are saying, oh, it's great. I mean, I get eye care, I get dental coverage, blah, 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 blah. I get a free gym memberships, all the shit they give you. But the guys that are on the Gap plan say, yeah, that's all great. But you know what? that's year-to-year coverage. You're renewing your coverage every year, and they may change it. Whereas if you're on Medigap, they only raise the price or lower the price. You're always covered for everything. And if you try to go from Medigap to Medi Advantage, no problem. They'll take you. They want you to do that. In fact, a lot of the senators are trying to get people all the law so that everybody has to take that. But the disadvantage of that is if you try to go from Medicare Advantage to a Medigap plan because you're not getting the coverage you want, you might have to qualify. If you join right at 65, there's no qualifications. You're covered for everything. But if you go to this Advantage plan, and like I got diabetes, I'm having my gallbladder out, all these other things. And if I can do Advantage plan just to take advantage of eye care and gym memberships, I might want to switch over. Then I'd have to qualify. They go, oh, we're not going to cover you for diabetes or something like that.
Yeah. So does Medicap cover dental?
No.
Okay, so eye and dental are out, but everything else is covered.
Pretty much. If Medicare covers it, the Medigap will pay your copays and your deductibles and your all that stuff. I mean, there's a annual you have to pay that's like about $280 or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to look into it more. I'm not covering it yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Susan has one of our daughters with her, and she has to attend to her needs. So we're going to get her out here for the poem.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Let's get the poetry going.
We can talk about all this old man Medicare bull crap when we get done, but let's get Susan back out here.
Okay.
And here she is.
You've lost your 2 listeners.
Yeah. But we gained a host of friends.
I tell you what, though, if we talked about some of those things and did it with this, we lost Jason, or we lost Andy now.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear your HIPAA stuff.
That's right. We're good. It's time for your poem. So why don't we just?
You missed the basil and the thyme and the parsley, sage, rosemary jokes.
Yeah, sorry, didn't get that. Are you ready for your poem? I'll get Andy back out here while you're doing your poem. Here's Susan with this week's poem from the news.
Hello, everybody. August 18th, 2025. Here's your poem. There would not be a war if I had been prez, is what the orange man always says. Then he met with Putin, and here's the score. No progress yet to stop the Ukrainian war. So Trump met with European leaders and Ukraine too. But the orange man doesn't like being told what to do. Trump rules out Ukraine reclaiming Crimea and feels Ukraine joining NATO is a bad idea. So will Ukraine be able to join NATO? At this point, dear listeners, we still don't know. Regardless what happens as world leaders meet, release those Epstein files, you orange-faced cheat. That's your poem.
Oh, thank you very much. And Andy isn't back yet, so let's just bring Jason out here. I'm sure he's been listening along to all of our very exciting talk about Medicare. And here's our friend Jason Grant. Oh, hey. Wait a minute.
Hey,
there he is.
Hi, Jason.
There we go.
Hi, thanks for the poem, Susan.
You're welcome. Hey, I also have some marathon runners summer blockbuster film titles if you're interested, Mark.
Go for it.
You want to hear them?
or as Letterman used to call it, network time killers.
That's right. Okay. So if you haven't had a chance to catch a film, here's your chance to see some running films.
Okay.
2001, A Pace Odyssey.
Oh.
Apocalypse Now. Cannonball Runner. Dash Boot. The Empire Strides Back.
Yeah.
The Empire Strides Back. I like that one.
Here's the marathon for the James Bond films for your thighs only. The Gate Gatsby.
The Gate.
Yeah.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Stride. Gone with the Winded. The Jog. Lady and the Cramp.
Ah.
The Legs
I
of
like that one.
Extraordinary Gentlemen,
Okay.
Logan's Runner, Miracle on 34th Feet, my favorite, Monty Python and the Holy Trail, Reservoir Jogs,
All right. All right.
Shin City,
All right.
Singing in the Sprain, Slum Jog Millionaire, Sprints of Darkness, Track to the Future, and West Stride Story.
Oh, dear.
Now, there
there
is
we
a
go.
sequel, the Marathon Man, the 5K edition. It's a short film.
Hey, Susan, while you're still on and we're talking about running,
Yeah.
refresh my memory because I was thinking about this the other day. 1972 Olympics, Frank Shorter and Dave Waddles. Who was the one who used to wear the hat?
I was
Frank
11.
Shorter.
I don't remember.
Frank Shorter. What wasn't it Frank Shorter?
Was Shorter who was you to wear the hat? Because those two guys kind of came out of nowhere on the American team.
I'd have to look that one up.
Was that the 72 Olympics?
I think it was. It was either 72 or 76.
I was
Which
too
Olympian
busy
runner
trying to break
72 Olympics
the school record for
or the hat?
the presidential challenge on the
Ah.
long jump.
There you go. Hey, when did you start playing with the horses?
When
Dave
did I
Waddle.
start?
Yeah, Dave Waddle. Okay.
Dave Waddle. Dave Waddle wore a golf cap while he ran.
Yeah. Because I mean, nowadays they're wearing the bodysuits and they're shaved and and covered in some sort of lotion, which I would happily apply.
They're trying to scrape a fraction of a second off in time and
Those
win.
guys-
What was your question about horses?
Yeah, when did you start doing the horse thing, the equitation, as it were?
Oh, being an equestrian.
Yeah.
I was probably 10 when I
Okay.
rode a horse for the first time, but I joined in Girl Scouts. I got very involved in junior high and high school. Through Girl Scouts. We had an endowment from a man named John F. Ivory, and he had like a moving company or something, but he had a farm and he left an endowment for the Girl Scouts.
Oh, that's so cool.
The family has since sold the property, but back in the day, Girl Scouts could go riding at Ivory Farms, and so I took lessons there, competed, took my equestrian skills. Then when I was 16, I went to work at a summer camp.
We got rid of Mark.
Bye,
Hey,
Mark.
I'm here.
He knows the story.
I'm here. Everybody relax. I'm here.
So
did any of your daughters follow down the
a little
equine
bit.
trail?
We've done a lot with there's a person who does parades with her horses, and so I've done many seasons with her and got my daughters involved, and it's kind of a win-win. My girls could go horseback riding and help with the horses. We just help shovel Pucky in her barn and stuff, and then do some parades. It's fun. My girls have all done that, but they're not as interested in horses as I was.
Yeah,
so
when I was a kid, we knew people who had farms. Believe it or not, it sounds like the intro to some bad science fiction, like Logan's Runner 2, part 2. But that's where I learned. I mean, and I was never an equestrian by any stretch. I learned how to get on a farm horse, as you may imagine.
Well, I was trained in English, but I had to learn Western because I had to teach it to the campers. So I learned everything there was that I could learn in 5 days, and then started teaching Western. So the hardest part of that was in English. You post when you trot. You might see riders and they go up and down and they sort of stand in the stirrups, if you will, as they ride. But in Western, you sit the trot. And so if you'd never sat a trot, it's not easy the first few times. But I was experienced, so I quickly learned how to sit a trot, because you look silly posting in a Western saddle.
Like I say, I'm just old enough to remember guys like Willie Shoemaker and Steve Coffin, and when these guys they were heroes. They were national.
Absolutely.
These were national.
I won some money on Willie Shoemaker. I love the horses so much. I would go and when we lived in California, I had a coworker and we'd go out to the track out there.
Yeah.
Santa Anita, nice track. They
Yeah.
actually have an area for families. You would go under the track into the middle where they had
Right.
sort of a family picnic area. Very nice. I bet on the long shot once and won some good money.
Ah. Yeah. I just, again, I was of age when Secretariat was,
Okay.
which was probably the finest horse I'll ever lay. It's been over 52 years now.
Yes.
I don't know if we'll ever see another horse like Secretariat. I mean, that
Oh,
was just
we
one of
probably won't
those.
because Secretariat was amazing in the shorter races and the longer ones. Just,
Right.
that's why it's so difficult for a horse to win the Triple Crown
Well,
because they're
the
different length tracks.
they don't run after they do the Triple Crown. Do they still continue to race, or are they pretty much
Yes,
retired? Okay.
Yes, and
because
well,
they're
the thing
3-year-olds.
about here's what you need to know about the thoroughbred racing circuit. And there's a lot of controversy about exactly when you should put humans on the back of a horse, but you
Right.
definitely cannot put someone on a horse until they are a full 2 years chronologically. But
Okay.
horses are dated by the calendar year they're born. So if a horse is born in January, the next January they're one, which
One.
would be accurate. But if they were born in July when they're 6 months old,
Right.
they're one
They're
the
still
next
one.
January. So you have 3-year-olds, but many of these horses in the Kentucky Derby are actually 2. So they're
Okay.
barely strong enough to take a rider. And
Okay.
so a lot of people in the horse business don't want people to even get on the back of a horse till they're 5. I personally think that's excessive, but should it be 2? Should they be 3? They're just very young. Everyone agrees they're pretty young
Right.
when they start out. So they maybe only have 1 or 2 races under their belt by the time that they are entering the Kentucky Derby. So these are
Right.
very young, very green horses without a lot of experience. And sometimes it's tragic.
Yeah.
But
Well.
horses love to run. If you could take all the corruption out of it, it
Yeah.
would just be so exciting because horses love to run.
Thankfully, we had a sport topic that Susan is an expert on.
Well, and I was about to say the Mr. Ed fan club has tuned in, and no, but thank you. I do appreciate the insights. I'm serious. So thank you.
I
All
only
right,
rode
when
a
you
horse
talk about
once.
sports betting, now wait a minute, let's cross over here. Sports betting, it's anybody's game in football or baseball or what have you, but you can look at the horses and make actually scientifically educated guesses on who's going to do well. And I think
That's
it's
why I love being. That's
really
why I love being at the
less
track with
of a risk
Susan.
to bet on the
Yeah.
horses.
Right.
I only rode a horse once. I started off as John Wayne. I ended up as Lee Marvin. Okay.
Hey, didn't he even say that he got the Oscar because of the trick horse?
Probably that
I
horse.
think he
That
said it
horse
was
definitely leaned. Go ahead.
no. I think it was I think he said that. Oh, I got the Oscar, but it was the horse that won the Oscar for me.
It could be. Jackie Chan has a film out that you could catch on streaming. I forget the name of it, but it's a horse. And it's a cute film. And I especially like how Jackie Chan puts the behind the scenes and outtakes
Right.
at the end of the film. And so you could see the Wranglers in their green because they get,
Well,
edited out.
there was an abortive HBO series which I believe starred Dustin Hoffman about horse racing, and it got cut like at 4 or 5 episodes because one of the horses died during and died under rather mysterious circumstances. And they're like, okay, this is grim. Yeah, we're going to have to stop this one here because it was like you were saying, you were talking about sort of the underbelly, as it were, or the behind the scenes of the horse racing enterprise.
Yeah.
So,
If you could eliminate that corrupt human element, then horse racing would be fun.
no, that's I've often wondered, when you see him at the end of that race. Well, actually, as I told Mark last week, and he proceeded to laugh at me, as he should. I watched Ben-Hur on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm
Actually, one of
gonna
the
laugh every time you
stuntmen
say that.
died in the filming of that chariot race. It is very sad.
Yeah, I mean,
A
I
human
hope
being died for a film. That should never
that
happen.
if you
but
watch
that race,
Ben-Hur on your phone, I hope you at least put it in landscape mode and
I
turned it
did.
sideways.
I did that much.
Okay.
I did that much just because I have to get as much Chuck Heston as you can absorb.
I can.
Okay.
I kind of
Okay,
get
I
that.
like Chuck.
Where's
What do
your
you want me to do?
Moses now?
Yeah. Yeah. Where's your Moses now? See?
Where's your
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
hey,
All
wrong
right,
movie.
I have
Wrong
to
movie.
run. I hope you enjoyed the film titles and
Yeah.
the poem.
Tend to your
Thank you,
daughter.
Susan. Have a great
You're
night.
welcome.
Bye.
And keep your language clean, please.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
However, the people from the Mr. Ed fan club are putting in the most foul four-letter words in the chat, saying he
You
was
know,
cheating
Edward
out
G.
of his.
Robinson. Edward G. Robinson was almost in Planet of the Apes.
You're kidding.
Oh, was he? What
Yeah.
was he going to play?
Well, supposedly it was going to be like an older character, or possibly a cross between a human and a chimp. But they took the
Wow.
costume on him, and he just kind of like, yeah, no, this is going to work.
Was
like,
that maybe when he was getting diagnosed for the cancer that finally took his life? Because he
yeah,
died during the filming of Soylent Green.
yeah, yeah. So
I
that's
mean, he
yeah,
knew he was dying.
yeah, and that was Charlton Heston brought him along because they met him during Ben-Hur and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I love how remember how Vincent Price was in Ten Commandments? He was Edward G. Robinson's boss initially, and then
Yeah.
something bad happens to him, and well, he shuffles off to Buffalo, and
Yep.
and
that was the end of that.
Then it was John Derek who played the love interest of the little Jewish girl that E.G. was after, and
Oh yeah.
John Derek, famously later husband of Bo Derek, and first cousin to Bo Diddley, and so
Got
yeah,
it.
a huge Bo connection running through this film. 5 degrees of separation.
Wow.
Well, Mark, not to get on your miserable medical condition bandwagon and play the one-upsman card, but I was in the hospital for 4 days.
All right, what happened?
Oh God. Well, you know how they say you never want to be caught with a live girl or a dead boy?
Yeah.
Well, that didn't happen to me. No, lower leg cellulitis.
What's that?
They were both alive. Just unlike Senator Geary in The Godfather 2. I can't understand why I can't remember. She was laughing. We'd done this before. Oh God. Hey, no. I was complaining last week. I thought I had heart issues or whatnot. My leg is swollen up.
Yep.
No, it wasn't DVT. It was lower leg cellulitis, but it was very advanced. And they gave me 4 bags of IV antibiotics.
Are you cured?
No, not yet. I'm now taking an oral antibiotic, which is causing. Today I had to go in because it's caused a massive rash and whatnot. So it's like, okay, this is no fun. So we're definitely going back to the ER, and
we do need to replace Sam in the hospital bed position.
Well, that's what I wanted to say. I was moaning and whining, and Sam came to me as a vision, going, "Stop your complaining." I've been waiting on the angel food cake for a week now. The catering down here sucks. And I'm saying, I get it. Is there anything you can do? What do you want me to do? What, does it look like I'm in a position to do things? And I'm like, thank you, Sam. And then he called me a miserable Republican cocksucker and went back to heaven.
Oh, so, God love him. God love him.
So was it an infection that you got, or was it just
no, it's an infection. Yeah, it's cellulitis. I don't know exactly what cellulitis is, dude, but it makes your legs swell up and it's painful and makes your leg turn different colors. And it looks like it could cosplay as a prop from a Night of the Living Dead movie. And it's not nice.
I may have had that myself during a play.
Yeah.
The legs swelled up, very painful. I said what it was infection. So
they and of course, they're also delicate when they describe it. For elderly obese men, it's fairly common. And well, thank you, elderly obese men.
Thank you for thank you for welcoming me to the club.
Exactly.
You're
I've
part of
been
the elderly
waiting.
obese man. Oh, okay.
Right,
All right.
And of course, I'm sure you said elderly.
Yeah, well, I said, hey, Forrest Tucker got to be pretty old too. And you know what he and I have in common? And they said,
Yeah,
who's Forrest Tucker? And I said, never mind.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
never mind. I
Never
mean, at this
mind.
point, who cares anymore? It's over. So yeah, thank God I had insurance. If I'd been still in the uninsured pool, I don't know. I mean, I can imagine each night in the hospital. I was 4 nights in, probably a couple grand per night.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I mean, I'm gonna
All
have
right,
a co.
let's get back to Andy's situation here.
Yeah, Sandy, what's your situation?
So I'm talking to him about
Medicare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have any other pensions or retirement, 401ks, IRAs besides Social Security?
No.
You will be on a Medicaid version of Medicare, probably.
Got it. Okay.
So you will probably be on Medicare Advantage, as much as I talked about it not being a real advantage. The only problem is that they can drop you. I mean, you just have to hope that they don't do that.
Yeah. So I can't get Medicare, is what you're saying, even though
you
I turned.
can get Medicare. What I'm saying is the Medigap policies that they have for the people that can pay for it, or have like a pension or an IRA or all that stuff that Susan and I have. I'll be able to pay for that Medigap coverage, and it covers the gaps that they're talking about is
how much is the Medigap coverage? How much is it?
It's depending on what you're getting. That Medicare is all right. We're going to cover all of these items, which is everything, as long as you sign up as soon as you retire, and don't let any mistake. They'll cover. There's 6 things that they cover. It's hospital bills, hospital medications, all that stuff. That's Medicare Part A, and what they cover is hospital, everything that you, as long as you sign up when it's time to sign up and don't delay, right? Or if, like in my case, like I'm covered under Susan's policy, I have to get some number that's some government form, and I have to have her employer fill it out that I was covered during this time after I turned 65, so that they will accept anything. And so even though I have diabetes, even though I've had things removed, even though I've had, high blood pressure and cholesterol and all that kind of shit, they can't say, oh, we're turning this guy down because he's a high risk. You can't do that when you're 65. Here is the problem with Advantage plans, as I have learned or understand it. If you go with Advantage plans thinking, oh, there you go, covers everything, it doesn't cover copays. So you're still responsible for copays. So those could add up. What they're trying to do is get people to stop going to the doctor or hospital for frivolous things. You better really be sick if you're going. Somebody who wants to pay this copay. Whereas the plan that I'm going to get on, that's going to cost me more money up front, is nobody questions anything. And the reason the government, especially the Republicans, want people to move over to the Advantage plans is because now your health care is not going to be managed by you and your doctor. It's going to be managed by the private insurance companies. All these are private insurance. It's kind of like taking it away from the government, which Republicans want to do. They don't want government running the program, and giving it to the private insurance companies. And you know what private insurance companies care about?
Nothing.
Money. They care about money. And so if you die, that is a goddamn shame.
Are you kidding? It's a positive boon. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you die, that's great because they still got paid.
And not only that, they might not tell the government for 6 months, so they got 6 months of benefit. Premiums being paid while you rot in the ground.
I don't want to steer you away from it. Like I said, these guys. I play basketball with about 40 guys, right?
Yeah.
At Schoolcraft College, the senior basketball program, and half of us are on the Advantage plan, and the other half are on the Medigap plan. And we're on for the same reason. I want Medigap because I don't want to get Advantage. And then when I want to go to Medigap to cover things that Advantage won't cover, they'll go, oh, you got to pre-qualify. Oh, you got diabetes? Oh, we don't cover any of that. You already have it. It's like a pre-existing condition. So that's the one thing you have to think about. If you're I don't know who is in this great of health either. My mom didn't have it. She would have never been able to pay all the bills she had when she got ill before she passed away. My dad did have it. And so he basically had to appeal every decision that the insurance company made against him. Oh, we don't think you're qualified for this drug. Try this one instead. And the insurance company makes doctor decisions rather than your doctor making the decisions.
So you're basically saying that go with the Medigap and not with the other one.
If you can afford it, but if you're just on Social Security,
how much is the Medigap?
I haven't gotten it yet because I'm still on my wife's plan, but it's going to be probably about $5,000 a year. You probably don't have that on Social Security. Have you started collecting Social Security yet?
No. But you have, you can also work too while you're collecting Social Security.
You can work.
So basically, it's going to be
you could work while you have Social Security. If you're going to work that has a job that has health insurance, I would get that job before 65.
Yep.
Because you don't want to go without health insurance. And once you have Medicare, then it becomes a boondoggle trying to get off of Medicare to get on your company's plan. So try to get that job that has medical benefits before you're 65.
Got it. Okay.
Getting, you'd think that
here's what I want to let you know, Mark.
Yeah.
They're not going to give a 65-year-old man medical work. They're not going to give even me a 64-year-old man medical stuff.
Medical insurance? Oh, yeah, that's true. You're probably going to get a job that's not going to have that.
They're going to hire me they'll hire me for part-time, maybe full-time, but they're not going to give me medical stuff.
With no benefits. Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You don't want to take a Medigap plan and then spend all that money that you make in your job after 65 goes to your medical plan. You might as well just take Medicare Advantage and roll the dice with it. I don't want to do that. I want to. What is
Medicare without the? They have just Medicare without either one of these.
Oh, that's dangerous because they only pay 80% of your costs, and you pay a what is the other thing that's covered? You pay a premium, a monthly premium for the Medicare B, not the Medicare A, but you got to have A and B because B is your doctors and your drugs. Oh no, D is a separate plan. Yeah, it's your doctors and anything that or lab tests and things like that. Anything that's done in the hospital is Medicare A. Anything that's done outside the hospital is Medicare B. And that's another thing too. A lot of these insurance companies that are trying to make it so that they make their money, but you don't get healed, are the ones that are trying to move everything off of the Medicare problem that pays everything and onto one where you have to pay co-pays and deductibles and stuff. So they're saying, we were supposed to cover hospital stuff, but you know what? That wasn't really in a hospital. That was lab work that they sent outside the hospital. So you'll have to pay for that type of thing. You know what? I mean, you know what it comes down to? Money's the root of all evil. We've been saying it for thousands of years. Well,
I agree with you. So I'm going with Plan C, which is I'm going to go hit the bars in Canada, and there's going to be somebody.
Plan C.
I like it.
There's going to be some elderly woman who's divorced or has a widowed, right. And she may not. I could just I'll just say, look.
I remember when you were younger. Jason, how long have you known Andy?
In a biblical sense?
No,
about 25 years, something like that.
Okay, so I've known Andy longer than you. When he was young, he looked like a young Jonathan Winters.
I remember.
Yeah. Oh, you do remember that? Okay.
He used to do Jonathan Winters when he was on the radio
I know.
the taxi cab.
He looked like.
Okay, hello, hey.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he looked like. He did. He looked like a young Jonathan Winters. He looked healthy. He looked like he was going to live forever. Not so much anymore.
Well, thanks. Dang, I look like Maudie now. That's what I look like.
No,
Maudie was a lesbian Maudie. That's what I look like. Oh, hello, hey.
Given Andy's plan, I couldn't help but think about Foghorn Leghorn chatting up the one spinster bird with "I need your love to keep me warm."
I have I have my bandages to keep me warm.
Fortunately,
Ooh.
I keep my feathers numbered for just such an emergency.
Such an emergency. Well, take
What
the boy.
what was the boy's name that the widow wanted him to take care of for her?
I remember. Yeah, I can't remember the kid's name, but yes, it.
What guys or something? Let me know.
This is the off night. This is the off night where we're allowed to use our phones to Google.
We are.
Stuff.
This is.
Is any of this sinking in, boy? You gotta blink your eyes or something. Let me know something's going on here.
Of the son of the chicken that Foghorn Leghorn was trying to woo.
This is what we spent years.
The widow.
Exactly. Egghead Jr.
Egghead Jr.
Egghead Jr. Which tells me that her former mate was named Egghead. Egghead Senior.
There you go. He was the one that they played hide and seek, and he ended up using a mathematical calculation to dig up Foghorn Leghorn where he wasn't. And he's like, I know the math doesn't lie. Oh yeah. My. What a wonderful cartoon series. Yeah, that and him constantly terrorizing the dog, which was his arch nemesis. So
yeah, the dog was right at the end of the chain, right at the end of the link.
Yes, exactly. Although they did manage to take that concept just one step further in the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner series, where we know that cartoon physics was really pushed to the limit.
Yes.
Where we learned all about things like the falling objects, which will hang in space until it's above you.
Yes.
And then it will accelerate.
And then it'll fall. Yes.
Then it will fall exactly on top of you as we.
And then you will go faster than the anvil until you get down there. So that's
exactly. Yeah, there'll even be a race between you and the anvil, and at one point you suddenly accelerate and the anvil slows down just long enough so that it hits you. And
hits you in the head. Yes.
And we know that we can fool birds simply by painting a tunnel on the side of a rock.
Well, I was watching Merry Melodies earlier this morning. It was on a MeTV cartoon station.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Nothing but Bugs Bunny this morning. So
all class. I just wish if you see them on YouTube, they've kind of suppressed them. But the Bugs Bunny from World War II, which were a little biased. Against our Japanese friends.
The Japanese all look like they have horrible teeth and the glasses. Yes.
It makes the Mickey Rooney portrayal of an Asian gentleman in Breakfast at Tiffany's look downright muted and refined. And
yes. Well, you got to realize these are cartoons and it was a war, okay?
And it was a long time, 80 years ago now.
Yes.
Come on, what do you want?
What do you want, guys?
But we had to... on Social Security, you might want to consider just filing for it now. Because, look, the 6 months is not going to make that much difference. And I mean, I don't know, maybe it will, but I don't think it will. And I know if you're driving Uber, as I am presently, Uber's putting the blocks to us deep, wide, hard, and continuous.
Yeah, they went from 20% to 40%, and then they're just...
And above. Yeah, and now it's whatever they want.
Yeah.
Now they're going to take as much as they want, and if you don't like it, well, here's what you're free to do. You're free to delete the app and go crawl home on your man boobs. That's there because we told everyone that this would happen when there was a monopoly. Now there is a monopoly. Yes, there are other firms, but they're tiny in comparison.
There's an album title for you, Jason. Jason Grant, Crawl Home on His Man Boobs.
Crawl home on your man. That'll be the second or third long rant on the first CD.
Well, so I did read somewhere that the Uber is putting forward this subscription thing.
Yes.
Where you'll pay a subscription and then you decide what you're going to work for.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Dude, it's all just variations on the same thing. Essentially, they want to sink those digital fangs in as deep as they can get them and suck everything out till you're nothing but a dead, dry, empty husk. Remember what Mark was saying about Medicare and money? And well, it's the same, only they're not, instead of providing some valuable service, which you could actually use, they're instead just drawing out of your life force so that some man-bun billionaire can live on his $48 million base salary and it's $85 million total compensation package, while the rest of us eat contaminated dirt straight out of the Love Canal and go fuck ourselves. So
Man bun billionaire.
Yeah.
Man bun billionaire.
Will be eligible for the game show Cornhole Billionaire.
Cornhole Billionaire. Absolutely. It's just,
as discussed last week's show.
Yes, and I did not sort of a callback.
Cornhole Billionaire. Okay.
Yes, and by the way, I put up because I was really bored. I'd just been sitting for all day. I put up the 1968 World Series.
Saw that,
or at least a part of it. And I was looking in the crowd, and I couldn't believe it how many men were wearing suit and tie. And this
because it was the World Series.
Yeah, I know. I mean, nowadays you see what the yahoos are dressed in and whatnot. I mean, you wouldn't go to a self-respecting, eyes wide shut party in Taylor dressed.
When I rode my first plane in 1982, I also wore a suit and tie for my first plane ride, because that's what you did. That's what you did. And when you went out to dinner,
yes,
and it was a place that had white tablecloths and cloth napkins, and you had a maitre d' and a water waiter and a dessert cart and all that stuff. You wore a suit for that too.
God. Yeah. Did you go down to that one French restaurant in Detroit? You know which one I'm talking about. It's real hard to get into. It's like an honest to God French restaurant.
Was it on Porter Street and West Grand Boulevard?
Yes, I think you're
by the bridge.
Yes,
it was called Alette. Alette was the woman. She had a bakery that was in the storefront of the home. She lived above it. Right. And this bakery, she one day puts. This is long before I was there. I used to live in that neighborhood, but long before she put, long before it became a restaurant, she put a table there where people could try out some of her things. And then one table became 2 tables. 2 tables became 4 tables. Pretty soon, somebody says, "Do you have anything else besides pastries?" She goes, "Yeah, back in upstairs in my kitchen." So she goes down upstairs and brings down a French dish from her own kitchen, serves it. And they go, "How much?" "Oh, no, that's that." They go, "Oh, no, you should charge for this. This is great." Yeah. So then that's how her restaurant grew out of her little bake shop, where she just did pastries, and eventually became one of the top known French restaurants in the world.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, people.
And it was in a Mexican neighborhood. That was
at least you have a good supply of busboys and dishwashers.
Yes. Although I should say a Mexican neighborhood that was only 2 blocks from the customs from the Ambassador Bridge, where the French Canadians could come over and get the meals there very quickly and easily. And that's back when the toll was only $1.25.
Just like if you went through the tunnel and went to Tunnel Barbecue over in Windsor.
Exactly.
Exactly. I was lucky enough to do that a couple times, and it's like how did I have to go to Canada to get good barbecue? Yet here we are.
How about DeLong's? You never went to DeLong's?
I did.
Where's DeLong's?
DeLong's was now there's a gigantic building there. Was that
say that about everything?
Yeah. Was DeLong's the one there on 5th? Right down there by Carytown, or was that the other one? Yeah, that's right. DeLong's Barbecue Pit, which after DeLong, he finally retired, and so what moved in behind him was a vegan restaurant. And it's like, hold on, you go from barbecue pit to vegan restaurant?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's just wrong. That's just wrong.
And well, they didn't last long, and some teriyaki joint moved in, and it was one of these great little triangular shaped little sheds. It was just a tiny little thing.
What was that was good, but what's the one that's in Corktown? There's a barbecue place that's well known in Corktown.
Is that Slows?
Slows, that's it, Slows.
Yeah, and
DeLong's the Ann Arbor, Slows is the Detroit one.
When are you gonna be back? Oh, excuse me, I gotta mute myself here. Hold on.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Okay.
He's muting himself.
Got it. So Jason, I called you quite a few times, but I guess you were out of contact with the phone.
Could be.
Text you, yeah. So I realized I was kind of trying to find out what happened to you.
I'm sorry. I'll go back and look, dude. I've been kind of a little out of it.
I got it.
for
I
the
get it.
past few
I was
days.
assuming you were out of it. I just kind of go, maybe you had the phone.
No,
But,
well, sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't.
okay.
Sometimes you know, because you've been in a hospital bed, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
how you cannot get comfortable. They look comfortable, but they're not. In fact,
yeah,
the Marquis de Sade has
yeah.
designed that thing, and all right. So again, I
Well,
missed it.
the
I
only
missed.
time I was in the
Did
hospital
you call
was,
him the Marcus?
No. I said I was referring to the Marquis de Sade as the designer of the modern
yeah.
hospital bed,
Oh yeah.
which so I'm sorry. I'll
No,
go
no.
back in.
The three sadistic organizations in history were the Nazis during World War II,
Mhm.
Stalin during the Cold War, and the
Mhm.
Hertz rental car from the Uber rental car.
Uh,
Those are the most sadistic organizations that I've ever seen.
just last week I paid Hertz $4,800.
Jeez.
No, I had a little ding up when I was out in LA the last time,
Oh
Oh
dear.
and
wow.
but fortunately I did it with a Chase Reserve credit card, which covers everything. It just took a little bit too long for my taste. It could have been wrapped up a little bit sooner, and they could have taken care of. They send me a check for what the demand was. The Hertz demanded $4,800, so they send me the check. I go, oh,
Right.
if I have to I thought they'd take care of it between the two of them. I had to go then deliver the money to Hertz.
Oh
So
well.
and so naturally, I said, so how would you like me to pay this?
Well, now wait a minute. When you got Hertz, did you rent the Hertz full coverage insurance that they have?
No, I have a credit card
Oh,
that handles everything.
oh, wow.
And my wife,
Nice.
I have two of them. I have a Chase Reserve Visa that does, and I have a American Express Gold card. And my wife goes, "Why didn't you use the Gold card?" I go, I just, I thought I'd try this one to see how their service is. She goes, "Oh, the Gold card always pays on time." I go, "All right, well, and I'm in an argument with my wife because she's concerned about it took 5 more weeks than it should have, and I'm happy that everything got paid. It didn't cost me a dime, other than the time that it took me to straighten this whole thing out."
Well, huh.
Oh,
But
God,
I never rent a credit.
what's it like to be a person of
I
means?
never take the insurance at the rental counter because the credit card coverage is so much better.
Oh, what? God. I never got
I
to grow
lost you
up.
guys, darn it.
No, I got you. I heard you.
And they're gone.
Hello.
Oh, they're back.
And
Now you're back.
yeah,
All right,
yeah, we're back. We're back.
we're all
No,
back. Yeah, we're all back.
I'm just envious that you actually, managed to figure out how to have a life. Whereas if it wasn't for the kindness of strangers, I would
yeah.
be living underneath a park bench, a highway overpass, a homeless shelter.
Well,
Pick the
Mark,
abode.
I thought I would be a rich by now. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, that was
I
all of
was
our
doing
plan.
stand up.
I was going to I was in stand up, and stand ups were getting every one of my contemporaries, all the people I worked with in 1987 had TV shows by 89.
Yeah,
Jesus. Yeah.
Tim
yeah,
Allen, what's his name? Oh shit, Drew Carey.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's done fairly
Uh,
well for himself.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Everybody I worked with in '87 had a life. Even if their show didn't make it, I know a couple of people. Tom Rhodes, Tom Rhodes,
I
his
know
show
the
never
Yeah.
name.
made it. His show never made it. He's still set. What's his name? Another friend of mine, Steve Bluestein.
Yeah.
His well, one, he opened for Lola Falana for like 25 years,
Right.
and that would have been enough. But then
Yeah.
he was, remember that ripoff of Candid Camera that Fox had called Totally Hidden Video?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That
Oh.
was Steve's show, and even though it was ripped off from Candid Camera, it was different enough that they could not get sued.
Right.
Mhm.
And he also was the showrunner on the Brady Bunch Comedy Hour. After the series ended, they did a
Yeah.
variety show.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
horrid. All right. Between opening for Lola Falana all those years and those two shows, he had a home in Bel Air and one in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
so when you're
Yeah.
a comic and you're tooling the way and you're playing the unclubs and the ale houses and all the shit places, when you're 20, I can see
Yeah.
these kids doing it now. That makes sense. That they're still a dream. When you're
Right.
60 and I'm doing it,
Yeah, the dream is not so. We're all but that dream is your dream is basically you're hanging on to the Rodney Dangerfield hope.
Well,
That-
at this,
you know what? I mean, I've had people, every time I go out to LA and I pitch a story, everyone goes, "Oh man, if you were only 40 years younger." Oh,
yeah,
that's a great.
exactly.
And then I say something like, "Well, here's let me pitch this to you. How about we get someone to play me that's 40 years younger, and we'll just we'll just retool the show so that I can still get paid. Okay, how about that?"
Well, I was listening to an interview with Peter Boyle, and this was fairly late in his life, but he was talking about the movie Joe and how that character hung with him. He said, the interviewer asked him how long, because people would call him Joe, they'd see him on the street and they'd be like, "Hey, and he asked Peter, "Well, how long did that go?" And he goes, till Raymond, till I started doing Raymond.
Raymond.
And you know what? He wasn't he a second city member?
He might have been.
I think he
I believe he was in the early days.
I think he was on Second City's cast.
Yeah, during the original '60s set, he did a couple of stuff. I think,
and
he may have been in the Compass Theater too. I don't know.
I mean, I liked him in Taxi Driver, where he played Wizard.
Oh God,
yeah!
What a career he had! What a career!
Yes, absolutely.
And then to end it with Raymond. Oh my God, that is so perfect.
Yeah.
What a great ender. It's like what 10 years with Raymond playing that old man. That was fantastic.
And you can only imagine the residuals that his family is now collecting.
Yeah.
So, might want to sit a little closer to the microphone, Mark. You're catching up there a little bit.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, or you could just drink yourself into a blind stupor.
He's drinking like Ragnar the Viking over there.
He could be the waspy version of Fredo at the wedding. When Fredo's wife was getting all mouthy and stuff. There you are. You're back.
He's back.
He's back.
Who? Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, you guys. Oh, I guess it must be my machine then, because I was here the whole time.
Well, yeah, we need to take both of those and take a look at them and get the some updates and that kind of thing. And also, Andy, you might look. Let me tell you what I'm doing, because we're supposedly going back to work at the track next week, and if we do, that's great. That's wonderful, and I'll do it as long as they let me do it.
You still working for Rivian?
Well, we've been in kind of a slowdown for the past 2.5 months because, as you know, with the tariffs and the big beautiful bill, and then this and that, well, it threw everything into the dumper. So I've been getting sort of part-time hours, which has been better than nothing.
When they finally do the producers type musical of the Trump administration, Big Beautiful Bill is going to be such a production number. It's going to be unbelievable. Big Beautiful Bill.
If Mel Brooks is able to do it, if he's able to get the title, he's 89, but he's sure he could direct it. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So I've been relatively part-time. I've been having to do a lot of Uber, to sort of fill in the gaps. And I'm serious, Mark. Uber has truly bent us over, all of us. I mean, it's a nationwide complaint, but you see, that's what they want to do.
Is Lyft any better?
Not really.
No. The thing is now they're moving into the driverless cars.
Exactly.
They think it's all over now.
Now if they're doing driverless cars, they're going to have competition with GM, because isn't GM coming out with a ride service for one of their vehicles?
I'm sure all of them are thinking of something or other.
Yeah.
Because they're all lemmings. They all get on the bandwagon. Oh, this is the hot new thing. We're going to get out ahead of this. And in the meantime, we're going to trample everything in our path, and that's just the way it's going to be. Yeah.
Well, frankly, I'm willing to bet that the big three disappear in the next 10 years if they continue on with these.
I could see that. I tell you what, there is going to be a big three, but it's going to be all 20 auto companies around the world are going to consolidate into three. And so your big three is going to be whatever. And it could be Ford, Chrysler, or Ford, Stellantis, and GM become one of those companies.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I'm hoping that they disappear for another reason, as I sit in my cavern with a large nuclear weapon that I worship on my knees, and we'll then push the button in the very last climactic scene when these bunch of ape creatures come busting in and shoot Charlton Heston and James Franciscus.
Oh, you're still on
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes, beneath the Planet of the Apes.
That's beneath the Planet of the
That's
Apes.
the second
Right?
Planet of the Apes, which
Yeah.
if you ever hear the Dana Gould, he does a wonderful sort of story on how that movie was greenlit. People wanted a part 2.
Yeah.
And the guy who had originally, what's his name? It was the son of, was it Fairbanks? No, Mel, I can't remember. But at any rate, he was being screwed out of his position. So he had the script for Beneath the Planet of the Apes, which was going to just destroy the franchise. It was absolutely, and he said, "Great, green light, do this."
Yeah.
On his way out there, and then it was supposed to be the be all and end all, and just blow the studio. Turns out to be a gigantic hit. They make huge amounts of money, and they come crawling back to him to put him back in his position.
Yeah.
You know? I think those are some of my favorite stories where somebody tries to sabotage and it works and it doesn't go well.
Oh, it was the producers, right?
I know. That was. Did you ever see the film Major League?
Yeah.
Where the owner's trying to get the team to bomb so she can
so she can sell the team. Yeah.
Yeah. She said they need to finish. This is the same story. The people that succeed despite the want of failure.
Yeah.
Well,
as old as time.
Well, if that was based, I should be successful right now because every decision I've made the last 40 years has been wrong.
That's your one man. Andy, that is your one-man show, baby.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. It's been wrong. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I'm kind of working on that theme right there. Like, college, wrong choice, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I entirely
I mean, you
agree.
got a lot of stories that you've told at the Gun Club that kind of fit that. The whole thing about delivering drugs down to across the border.
Yeah. Across the border, yeah. Everybody else.
All these things all meant well, but you were wrong.
I was wrong. I was wrong in doing, and I was just a man, an innocent man captured up, swept up into the thing. Just
right.
Like everything. I'm just swept up into the thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I get swept up. I don't know. My magnetism works towards ridiculousness. So.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I was completely guilty of just about whatever. It doesn't matter. You can accuse me of it. I'll cop to it. It's all good. I'm figuring if I go to prison, it's great. They've got man sex and a dental plan. So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much is.
Yeah, I can see it would be an advantage for you.
Well, I'm going to be the shot caller, on the block. That's going to be my job because I had a little bit of legal education. So, bring me your cigarettes and whatever else I ask for, and we'll help you on your appeal. But, but in the words of the famous interview with Richard Speck, hey, if they knew how much fun I was having in here, they'd throw me out.
Yeah.
That was before he died of a heart attack, and attempts by a student nurse to resuscitate him with a toilet plunger failed. Here's an old Dennis Miller line for you.
There we go. Old Dennis Miller. There we go.
Hey, did you guys ever run into Dennis Miller back before the whole Saturday Night Live thing? Because I
was working with him at the Comedy Castle. We were in the green room when he got the call that he had gotten Saturday Night Live.
Oh my God. No, you're kidding.
Wow.
I am not kidding.
Because I'm
glad I was there too, because he's one of the guys that this was like back in '84 is when he started. Yeah. And he said, let me know when you're going to be in LA and I'll get you into the Improv. and he's the one that told Bud you should put this guy up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So also his wife and my wife had our babies at the same time. Not all of our babies, but Gabe and whatever his kid's name was. Yeah. And we knew each other then because our wives knew each other because they had the same OBGYN.
Okay.
His name was Howard Mandel, which we thought was hilarious because at the time Howie Mandel was doing a comedy but where he put a surgical glove over his head. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh God. I tell you what, I am so glad that I was born when I was born and got to live that comedy life out in LA. between 84 and 92, or 94. 84. Those 10 years were beautiful.
I was wallowing in a cocaine-induced haze with a date with destiny by 1985, when I would be busted for selling a microscopic amount of cocaine that even Mike Tyson would have sneered at, Leon Spinks. But then ended up getting, year and a half to 20 times 2. But hey,
yeah. I was just there for the riots. That's all. I was there for the riots.
Oh, I was there for the riot.
Yeah, that was my choice. There for the riots. Heck back home. Not a bad choice. Heading back to Ann Arbor. That was the other bad choice.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what that music means.
It's time to go.
We gotta go. Hey, we'll see everybody next Monday night.
Yeah.
I'm going to LA this weekend. I think I'm going to be back to do the show though. Either way, I'm going to have my laptop with me. We'll do it from somewhere.
Let me know when you're going to be at the next Fun Club. If you can bring in the tablets, I want to just update the software. And
yeah, sounds good to me. All right. Other than that, that's the end of our show. We'll see everybody next week.
All right, and good night to the Mr. Ed fan club.
Good night.
Good night.